behind. Check the radio, big crew is far from slow. The lights no longer yellow. Ready, steady, go. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 In love with the ride. Burning rubber smells real nice. Fuel it up once or twice. Come on, fast is the way to drive. Crowds all on their feet. Not one bothered by the heat. Imagine them in the driver's seat. Checkered flag would be sweet. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing.
Well, welcome back, race fans. We're live here tonight with PTM Racing Dirt Series as they are heading their way down to Knoxville Raceway for tonight's action-packed adventure. This is going to be a 6th long-run race season with a little twist in there I will explain here in a minute, but it's time to get back to the action and get some more dirt racing in. Hi everyone, I am Christian Casera Shriver, and welcome back to the show, and welcome back to the Battle of the Metal Racing League Dirt Series, as we are bringing to you tonight 11 of the best drivers in the Battle of the Metal Dirt Series coming at your way, and dirt stocks action for the Knoxville Raceway track, again, the sprint car capital of the world, seeing probably the fastest cars, if you will, for the heavy machinery on dirt, if you will. Not saying anything towards our dirt late model drivers or anything like that, but we'll get more into that later here. As we get ready to start them up, here is heat number 1's lineup on the pole. Matthew Hoff for the 84. We'll start him out as outside. That's Nick Kern, the 69. Row number 2 is going to be Cody Scott, the 65. It is outside the 43, Davin Markham. Final starters, we'll see the return of Sydney the Culture Taylor in the 07, and to her outside, Dustin Sonaker, the 66. Here we go now, off the start to the chicanes. We're going to go right into turn 1, and it's going to be a battle between these heavy hitters out of the gate. Off the line through the chicane, down the back straightaway they go. Matthew Hoff with the early advantage here. It's Cody Scott, Nick Kern currently fighting it out with Davin Markham right in the middle of this one. Markham already trying to mark his territory and once again claim another season championship to his crowning achievement. He won that last season, and really, in my opinion, has never really looked back or really looked any better than he has been doing these last couple races. Really dialing it back a few and really smacking the throttle down a lot more often than not. Markham right now trying to get with their Nick Kern, New Holland 69, trying to see if maybe he's got something here for the 84 of Matthew Hoffert. Hoffert, at the moment, he is currently getting a pretty good lead here at Knoxville, and that's something that may see a little bit more of here throughout the race. It's very easy to get a good lead and a good runoff, but the biggest thing I will say right now is it's going to be very, very difficult to pass when the track starts to break down. They're going to have to throw some haymakers and throw some sliders in between to make moves. See Markham straight to the bottom. He's going to try to make Kern pay for going to the outside. He will indeed, coming off out of turn 2 there. He gets a good run as Nick Kern looks to bring it down to the back straightaway into the Markham. Kern last season told me point blank, I had a good run, but I did not win as much as I was hoping for at all. I'm wanting to change that now, and the only way to do that, you gotta be patient, gotta be smart out there, and he certainly is showing that today. Cody Scott, good to see him back out the EI 65. One of those drivers that you got to keep your eye on when he comes out of the track here, and definitely a fast-paced competitor and a solid driver to say the least. It can be interesting to see how well he does this season. Remember, a couple seasons ago he did get his first win in at the Bristol Dirt Track, where he threw a last-minute slider coming in 3 and 4 at the throttle. Chantel Battle. Well, Chantel is with us here tonight. We'll see if she can handle the nerves and keep the corners off of him and make sure that he can fight him down. Davin Markham, though, looking to already pull some speed and momentum here. Looks like the reigning and defending champion looking to try to defend his crown and win another one. Hoffer trying to hold him down, trying to hold the line outward as Markham looks to get this territory. The real straight 43, man, he is wheeling, he is dealing, and he's looking for something, looking for an opening, looking for any way he can around the old Hoffer camp. Hoffert a former champion in his own right. He has already won on the circuit before. He's done a great job keeping his momentum, keeping his distances. But really his biggest problem is the same thing that I think Kern and even the closer Cindy Taylor has suffered through, which is just inconsistency on the tracks and on the cars. And well, this season, cars are the last thing on your mind. It's really going to be cars and tracks. This is a whole new season as Hoffer just opened the door up going down to turn 1 and 2. You saw him just hit up right up the verb. Here comes Markham on the inside. And Nick Kern makes him pay as well. 2 for the price of 1. Hoffer trying to get back on the run here. Markham managing to sneak his way by as we go to the white flag. Final lap out now. The 43 will charge him up, and Hoffer's going straight back in for the kill switch. He's trying to get the bottom line to work. That's usually where you want to hit it up at, but he's having a little bit of troubles down there. He can't quite get the run off, and he's losing a lot more ground and time. Markham, consistent and powerful through the corners and the turns, and once again just shows why he's going to be a very big favorite coming into this one in this season. Big victory for him in heat number 1. Heat number 1 now in the books, race fans. Let's go ahead and take a look at our race results here, presented by, of course, PTM Dirt Series, Pedal to the Metal Racing League. Davin Markham wins this one. The former champion will get another victory to his name. Matthew Hoffer 2nd. 3rd goes to Nick Kern. 4th to Cindy the Closer Taylor. 5th to Cody Scott. And Dustin Sonaker rounds out your top 6 in this field. Now bringing it on out, we're going to take a look at our next lineup here. Get him off the start, get him out of the gun. On the pole, the 14 Crusader Shriver will be the gun, and it is outside. That'll be AJ Hall, the number 9. Road number 2, it's Eric G. Gann, the 51 is outside. Joshua Godinez in the 74. Final starter, the 5 Chantel, the throttle bottle. So our drivers right now looking to build some momentum and build some speed up once more. Gonna be a lot of hard racing, a lot of hard battles in this heat here. You got 5 tough cookies, if you will, looking to make a name, make a show of themselves here in this first race of the new season. Out of the gate we go, onto the whole shot here. Fire them away. 10 laps in this heat. Here we are. Well, the 14 gets a jump out of the gate and decides he wants to ride the curve and just ride it all the way up there. He has to hold his line down as he rocks it down the back straight with the 51 of Eric Gann and the 9 of AJ Hall. Snickering their way in, looking for openings as well. The 74 Joshua Godinez looking to possibly make a maneuver, make a pass around the corners, getting some good runs down there, while the 5 Chantel Bottle seems to be just kind of figuring out how to pass all of them for the price of 1. She is working the bottom end. She's working the top. She's trying to make the boys work the top side, trying to break that down a little bit and hopefully have something to play for with later on. 3 wide they go into turn 3 and 4. They are holding it down. Godinez trying to hold them off. All trying not to get into the pickle. A bit of a mess here. But unfortunately has to slide up just a little bit. Haul back down to the bottom. Back inside the corner panel. And the 5 has to move quite ahead of both of them. Eric G. Gann trying to get the 51 ahead and fire him off to that 14 to the Crusader Shriver. The only driver in iRacing known to use an RC controller, looking to try and knock down the guy with a new piece of equipment in his hands. Seems to me though that 14 is not going to give him any inches here. I think he's got this line dialed in, or he's got something close to it. He told me earlier today his new piece of equipment was a new wheel. He said he went from a G29 to Logitech that YSB to a Thrustmaster T300. He said the biggest difference is just you don't feel the notches anymore, and the track feels a little smoother, but got a lot of work on the shorter tracks. I can get it figured out perfectly on long tracks, but on the short tracks, I struggle badly, is what he said to me earlier on, and I got a feeling that he could be doing a lot about that, but again, tuning and testing definitely makes a difference, that is for sure. Dennis Widmer coming on board here tonight saying, hey guys, Dennis, great to have you on board, sir. Good to hear from you as well. You'll see a little bit more of him in the future to come here. No surprises there. We got a few surprises still in store for you that we haven't talked about. We'll get to that when the time comes, as we usually does. Godinez now back to the bottom looking for a runoff as AJ Hall somehow, someway still managing to keep himself out of trouble until he gets into the wall protection there. That was not what he had intended to do, that's for sure. Gave the wall a big old kiss and a little love tap there, and he is still running hard and running well. But you gotta wonder how much that damage did he suffer in the car. Looks like the damage is not too bad, not too out of shape. I think he'll be okay. But he has certainly got a long way to go. And again, the Crusader driver still leading it out currently. Dominating E2. He is looking to possibly knock down a few legs and knock down a few pegs. Eric G. Gann looking to possibly make some maneuvers, make some runs. I really don't want to say what's on that front of that hood, but I already can tell you that it's definitely not what I would usually say anything. We don't do anything politics-wise on P-Series TV. I'm just going to say that right now. So we'll just let Gann have his freedom and just mess around with that. Field wrapping it down, coming to the checker flag this time by the 14, just dominates this heat number 2. We'll see if he can continue that in the final heat, in the final A main here. Eric Gann second, third to Chantel Twaddle, fourth to Joshua Godinez, and fifth AJ Hall rounds out your field there. Looks like we're going to go into the A main in just a minute. Let's take a look at heat 2 results. So I'll pop it up on your screen right now. Here's the final results here. Crusader Shriver getting the win. Garrick G. Gann getting second, third to Chantel Bottle, fourth to Joshua Godinez, fifth to AJ Hall, rounding out your field in this one. So right now, I'm going to go ahead and we're going to jump ahead here. We're going to let the drivers get figured out how we're going to do this here. They're telling me they're ready to go now, so it looks like we are ready to go here. So let's go ahead and get them fielded into the stack and get them into the lineup. And let's get this show on the road, race fans. Here we go. Let's get it down, get it going, get it running. On the pole, Davin Markham, the 43, is outside Crusader Shriver, the 14. Row number 2, Matthew Hoffer at the 84. Is outside, that'll be Eric G. Gann, the 51. Row number 3 is going to be Nick Kern, the 69 is outside, Chantel the Throttle Pottle. Row 4 is going to be the 07, Cindy the Coulter Taylor to her outside. That will be Joshua Godinez and the 74. Row number 5 is going to be Cody Scott, and the 65 is outside. That's AJ Hall. And the 9, final starter, Dustin Sonaker, the 66. Here we go, race fans. This one is ready to field in. 40 laps to the distance. And remember, we still got a big race coming your way. We have RTC iRacing League. They're going to bring the Pro Series out down at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Yeah, I can guarantee you one thing. It is looking to be a star-studded lineup over on that end of the spectrum. You don't want to miss it. Eric G. Gann, that's my Derby body, but I wasn't running it Tuesday. Oh, my bad. Gann! You're lucky I don't send fines out around here, buddy. Not that I care. I just don't want people coming at me for that one. Although, to be honest, most people that watch this probably have a good chuckle or laugh about it, I would think. Let's just get to the show. Here we go. Off the start. Here we go. Green flags out. We're underway. And the 14, ooh, that's not a smart move to go out of the gate. Drives it way too wide out. Now Hoffer just snuck his way right in the middle of it. He has got a whole lot of momentum coming. Everybody kind of getting a little all over the place in the back end here. Everyone trying to dial the cars in, trying to keep away from spinning around too soon. Into the closer, Taylor 07 looking to make a move on the inside line while Eric G. Gant tries to put the 51. You can probably guess what that thing says on the front, up into the front. Trying to rig that body up and trying to get it right in position for a pass or two. Nick Kern trying to get in there with Devin Markham. Markham's already got a huge lead built up on the drivers. That mistake by the 14 cost him a lot of time, and I think it really hurt everyone else. Oh, a little almost contact there. Hoffer drifting up a little bit. The 14 bringing it back down, and now looks to go around town. Here we go. That's the key factor right now, is just staying with the pack, staying with the momentum. Don't think about anything else, but just keep up the distance, keep up the run. You've got a long way to go. You got a lot of hard racing to deal with, and there's not a lot of opportunities to be making mistakes and making issues here. You just got to stay focused and keep up the distance. Matthew Hoffer right now, the Spy 84 machine has literally been pretty much pulling it back, pulling it up a little bit more with Nick Kern, 69, holding everything ahead for the New Holland machine. But again, the Fox Racing 14 for Sarah Shire does not play too fiddle to anybody around here. He's trying to make a move on the inside. That's usually where most drivers will try to pass that, try to make a move off of. But is there enough grip and is there enough leeway to be doing that, much less be able to get around that situation? He seems to think he can. Going on board here with the former champion here, Matthew Hoffer, the 84 GoPro Spy Cam machine. You know, talk about a guy that really peaked at the highest point of his seat career on dirt when he's more of an asphalt driver, but in season 2, that was the case. Not only did he win in the dirt, but also season 2 of the asphalt series, he won in that late model race back down at, I believe it was Texas, I think it was Charlotte Motor Speedway. That's come to think of it now. All that racing also is Raceway is on our PTM Racing TV YouTube channel, so if you wanted to catch that out, check a look at it here and just see the madness that carried. I still have yet to forget about that one. That was a wild finish, to say the least, but it's good. It was good to see Hoffer finally get that monkey off his back and get a win when he felt like he definitely deserved it. Kern right now trying to hang in there with the field here. You can see him just really muscling and wheeling that thing. He's got a lot of heavy hands in it. The good news is for him is, again, he's not having to worry about tires breaking down or burning up. The only thing you got to worry about is making sure you keep the cars intact, keep them online, and just don't be doing anything too crazy out there. Chantel Throttle and Cindy Nicole Taylor are two females right now battling it out here with Joshua Godinez, the 74, and then Cody Scott right behind them, both of them looking for opportunities where he can strike. You can see Devin Markham literally just kind of moving ahead of the entire field. He has not given an inch to anybody. None whatsoever at all. Whoa! And the 14 of Crusader Shriver just sent it right into Nick Kern, and the caution flies. Right front damaged badly. The front end completely gone on that thing. I don't know what else he can think of other than just ouch, ouch, and what's that other word? Oh yeah, remind me again. Ouch. Well, there's another look at it from our PTM Instant Replay. Look at this. He just slowly drove up, and Kern, he had nowhere to go. He backs it down, and unfortunately, 14 just literally could not keep that thing online. Wow. It's home track too, and he makes a mistake of all things. I don't know how well that's going to settle with him and his score here, but he's going to have a lot of work to do, that's for sure. Right now, Devin Markham, Nick Kern, and Eric G. Gann are going to be our front runners up front. And for Nick Kern, I guarantee you, he is going to get a blessing and a half here, a little bit of luck. Fighting a back off around out of turn 4 this time. By to the green flag we go. Charge them off, boys. Let's get back to it. Well, Kern drifts up slightly there while Mr. 51 of Eric G. Gann gets a good run on the bottom end. Now moving up to fight it out with the 69. He wants to feel the burn. As they go right into out of turn 3 into 4, a little 3 wide salute action there. There's a 5 Chantel Bottle, AJ Hall, and Matthew Hoffer all into that one. 14 Crusader trying to get some run up on the outside. We'll send you the closer Taylor and Joshua Godinez. Go at it a little bit here. Woo-hoo. Looks like her again. Got a little bit into it there, a little tangle up. Definitely don't want that to happen around here too often. You want to make sure you keep these things in line and make sure you stay out of trouble, because they will get you in trouble if you're not careful. You can take a look at this whole field here and everybody that's right now just jamming the throttles and jamming the momentum away. A lot of raw power under these things and a lot of raw power under the hood. Speeds up to 78, 85, 90 miles per hour on the front straightaway. For, you know, a driver, that doesn't seem like much considering what we used to say about 140, 150 miles per hour on asphalt. But remember, when you're going 90 miles per hour on dirt and you're trying to keep that thing online, yeah, now then you might want to change your strategy and change your thought about that idea, because that stuff goes right out the window. Yet Kern right now is trying to move back into position ahead of Eric G. Gannon. The thing is, Devin Markham is loving every minute of this, but again, will he be able to do this next week when we go to Williams Grove? Not in dirt stocks, but in a UMP modified. You heard me. We're not doing 1 series. We're doing 6 series this season. They are going to have UMP modifieds next week, and the week after that, well, let's just say things might get a little bit late on the house. Okay, I kind of spoiled it. It's the late models we're going to next. Those will be the pros ones we're doing. They will also have the 34 Legend Coupes. This will be the second time only we've ever seen them on PTM Race TV on the dirt wise. And then just for you folks at home that love to talk about speed and love to talk about horsepower, yeah, we're getting the 410s out. Sprint cars will be out and about. You'll see those at Eldora Speedway. So if you haven't tuned in already with us before and you're just now for the first time, like and follow us up here on Facebook, head over to YouTube and subscribe there for more action. And here again, yes, I know, but honestly, it doesn't really matter at this point. We're almost out of time to race. I don't need to show white cars on the track, buddy. He's talking about trying to reset the cars down there, trying to get everything cleaned up, but honestly, it's not that big of a deal. Who cares? Joshua Godinez, speaking of saying who cares, he's saying I care. I want to win this thing already, man. What are you talking about? He's moving it up there, and he's got his rival Eric G. Gann, the 51, right in front of him. Remember, Gann pretty much had a sound victory in the season championship 2 seasons ago. Last season was probably the worst he's ever had. He told me earlier today, yeah, he was not thrilled about that whatsoever. He was just point blank frustrated. He was trying to figure out where everything went wrong, where everything went by, and he wanted to know what he could do for next season. And you know, he kind of talked it over and thought it through, and he figured it out, man. He's just gonna have to get out there and race. Stop thinking about everything. Stop thinking about one thing over the other and everything else. Just get back to doing what he knows best, and that's racing. So far this season, I can certainly say he has been doing that and then some. Onboard camera here with the 5 Chantel Bottle. Still looking for her first season championship in the Dirt Series. Does have a Super Late Model Championships to her name, and well, after Thursday night, she'll have 1 more to her name. She is going to have 2 season championship crowns under her belt. 1 in dirt and 1 in asphalt. And I guarantee you that has got to be something Matthew Hoffert's thinking all too well. He was literally fighting with her all season long on Thursdays for that Super Late Model Championship, but unfortunately just could not get past the speed that she could carry, and then she was running with time and time again. And speaking of speed carrying, I don't know how on earth this Realtree 483 Davin Markham is able to just bolster the speed and the run he's been having. But let me tell you something, I think that season championship literally gave him a momentum boost, and now he is making everything work down there. Hasn't fallen behind the waistband, hasn't fallen behind the waistline. He has just been dialed in, really toning this car up, making sure everything is just right, and you're seeing it here tonight. That is for sure. 14 laps now remain here as you still got a battle for second and third. Godinez now actually making a little bit of a charge up here in that 74. How about that? He right now currently looking to make a little bit more headway, a little bit more cornering off, and he is starting to dive this one in. That's the Sonaker and even Sarah Schreiber all the way back in the pack here, just kind of racing each other around. Sonaker Well, you probably heard him last night when he were talking about the USA International Speedway. It was great to have old Sparky back on the broadcast booth. I will say, though, it is just as much fun to watch him race that it is to actually broadcast with him. So it's good to see him back out here and having a little fun right now. Brennan Yamick saying Stock Car Rayco. Or sorry, meant Stock Car Race. Yeah, it's the dirt stocks tonight. Remember, we will be switching that up next week, though, so stay tuned. UMPs are coming. And I'll tell you right now, when I get behind the wheel of one of those things at Williams Grove, I don't know how on earth I'm going to be able to hold a line on that thing, much less carrying speed. But, you know what? Drivers don't quit. They just keep moving forward and see what happens. So, gotta try it before you get by it. Drivers continuing going through, and you can see Markham's lead just starting to increase as they progress more and more into this race. He has yet to give anybody a chance at taking this one over from him. He's just been making sure that the car is dialed in and right in the spot he needs it to be. And Joshua Godina is starting to fall off a slight bit. Looks like Nick Kern and Eric G. Gann saved their tires up for the last leg of this final 10-lap shootout. Honestly, though, for Knoxville, this has been extremely clean. Considering what we know what the Truck Series did here at Knoxville when the NASCAR was here, this is extremely clean right now for these drivers. Impressive to say the least. Kenneth Crawford saying shall be an interesting one next week. He's talking about what we got going on next week with those UMPs. Certainly will indeed, my friend. One driver we have talked a little bit about over the course of the season as well as right now, and that is, of course, Cindy the Closer Taylor. And that number 07, good to see her back out on the track. It's been a while since we've really been able to talk about her and the dirt series. That is, she's been mainly running it out with the asphalt. And I gotta be honest with you, folks, she definitely is impressing here in the dirt as she has before. She's holding up in the top 5, and she's fighting out with some tough hombres there, and of course Kern and Gann. Not gonna give up anything to them just yet. Wants to make sure that she can show up a fight, show up a run. Out of turn 3 and 4 here, still side by side with only 7 laps to go. The 69 of Kern and the 07 of Cindy. Trying to go somewhere up on the outside, get the top shelf to work better than the bottom shelf. Looks like the bottom starting to fade badly. Actually, you can see it in the corners. You can see it on the run where that black slick is. That's what's slowing them down, whereas they're trying to find grip up high side. There is a little bit of a banking up on the middle end of the outside, but most drivers don't dare try to go for it. They prefer to kind of keep it more at bay and under control. You keep it at bay and under control. I think these two right now, they're thinking they're trying to keep it under control by staying out of the pack, but they seem to have no trouble racing out right now where they're at. Scott and AJ Hall doing a great job right now, kind of giving a little bit of a thing for the fans in the back to see in the show, while Markham just continues to run away. 5 laps remain here. Hoffert looking to put a GoPro spy cam on all of them and make sure he knows how to outsmart the others here. Looking for the runoff, looking for the power. As you see Cindy going straight to the bottom, charges quickly. And look at Hoffert just having to work that wheel back in. That's the thing, when you got sliders getting thrown at you, you better be working that wheel, making sure you do not mess up the slightest bit. Because if they mess that slider up and you get tangled in there, good luck, my friends. You might be in for a ride. Kern starting to fade in more. It looks like he's finally starting to dial up the outside. Dials up his own phone number and made a phone call to get up to front. Three laps remain. And this man, Davin Markham, just what a season he is already off to. What a day he's already had. But my question for him is, how well does he know how to run a big block modified? Or excuse me, a UMP modified, not a big block. The UMP mods are a whole nother level when it comes to racing on dirt. They challenge you in so many levels and so many ways that really it's going to make for an interesting little giddy up, a little bit of a thing or two to work off of. As we bring them off one more time, here we go. 3 and 4, we'll see the 43. Switch the numbers around and you get a 43 right now in the race lead. White flag is out for him. Davin Markham is really just charging the outside line. He's not even caring anymore. Trying to pass right now is looking easier said than done, and I think for most drivers, they just want to come out of this one unscathed and clean as a whistle. If you can call anything on dirt, clean as he gets. But out of turn 3, down in turn 4, Davin Markham wins at Knoxville and starts the season off once again right where he left off in victory lane. And again, just a reminder, this is only the Dirt Stocks race. They have the UMPs and the Dirt Late Models, Legends, and the Sprint cars to deal with next. And I guarantee you they will have a lot on their plate and a lot in their hands come forth in the coming weeks. Their results are now in for your feature. Here it is. And Kern looks like he wants to give Markham a little love tap, just reminding him, hey, I'm here for the season, buddy. Davin wins it. Second goes to Nick Kern. Third, Eric G. Gann. Fourth to Matthew Hoffert. Fifth to Joshua Godinez. Sixth to Chantel Bottle. Seventh to Cindy Closer Taylor. Eighth to Cody Scott. Ninth to AJ Hall. Crusader Survivor 10th. 11th to Dustin Swinacre. Rounds out your field. Alright, race fans. Well, that's really going to do it here for us in Knoxville. But from all of us here at PTM Racing TV, thank you again for tuning in to those wonderful fans out there. Thanks for so much for coming on by. Stay tuned tonight. RTC hits the show. We'll see you next time in Sin City. But for now, be safe. God bless. Take care. Love you guys. See you soon.